Hello, this is Jackie B. Peterson. I'm your host today on Solo Pro Radio, and I am the author of Better, Smarter, Richer, 7 Business Principles for Solo, Encore, and Creative Entrepreneurs, those of you who operate in one-person businesses. And this is a growing army of people operating this way. In fact, I have to share with you that I just got statistics from the Small Business Administration who say 78% of businesses never hire an employee. So we are, you guys, we're in the majority. In any case, my book is designed, it's a workbook, and it's designed to help solos work through a whole bunch of issues and figure out how to follow the basic principles. I call them the 7 principles of solopreneurship. There's things that you must do to be financially successful as a solo. And that's what the book is about. So let me tell you what you can do. You can order the book online from my website, bettersmarterricher.com, or you can go to amazon.com and order the book. And if you're going to order the book, do the work. And along that same line, because that's where the power is, you know, and along that same line, if you're going to want to do the work, you can also come to a study group. We have study groups at the Small Business Development Center, and we offer these. They run for 4 weeks, 2 hours each week, and we work through the chapters of the book and help people discover, as I say, their challenges, their ahas, their insights, and you know this one, your yeah buts, why this won't work. Very active, and periodically, like once every 6 weeks or so, we run a booster shot for everybody that's participated in a Better, Smarter, Richer study group. It's a great experience, and I hope someday you'll get a chance to do it. If you want to take the course, we offer it online, and that is offered through the Small Business Development Center of Oregon, and you go to bizcenter.org/BOL, Business Online. A couple other things are coming up. We are into our Encore Entrepreneur Program at the Small Business Development Center. We've got a session beginning on October 9th out at our Willow Creek campus, and another one beginning on October 30th back at the Climb campus. Also, for those of you who might be downstate, I'm going to be speaking at the Southern Oregon University, the SBDC, down in Medford on next week on September 30th. Another place where you can catch me, and I'm going to do my presentation on solopreneurship, the business model for the 21st century. Also want to tell you that we'll be beginning another 4-session study group at the Small Business Development Center on November 18th. There's a calendar on the Better, Smarter, Richer website. Tune into that. And while you're on the site, okay, sign up for our free newsletter. We've been sending out little tips of how to be a successful solo. There's just a couple sentences for you to read or a paragraph so that you can kind of keep focused on finding the financial success you're looking for. So lots of things happening, and I hope you will plug in. So today I have a great guest. Her name is Cindy Hooker. And Cindy Hooker dropped out of high school and supported herself with many jobs until she joined the Navy and did what you joined the Navy. She saw the world. She succeeded, and most of all, she gained a vision for herself. She saw herself as the first person in her family to graduate from college, and she did it. Her varied life experiences have given her a deep empathy for those who face challenges and uncertainty. She uses those qualities combined with her strengths that she calls unconditionality and connection to create a safe environment to serve her clients. So I look forward to learning more about Cindy in our conversation today. Hello, Cindy.
Hello. I'm very happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you here. This is going to be great. So you have an interesting early background, so tell us some more about that and some of the experience that you've used, you've leveraged them, and you learned from them to make you who you are today. So tell us more of that story.
Right. Well, at now that what seems like a very young age, I made a decision, a very adult decision, that high school wasn't a very good place for me. And probably because I just didn't have the social skills to fit in at that time. And I dropped out, but I did go to work. I didn't just sit around or hang out at the house. I actually started working as a waitress or a hostess, and I had a lot of jobs. And but I knew, even when I dropped out, I knew that I wanted to do something more. I wanted to do something bigger. That I wanted an education, but it just didn't really present itself to me. And it wasn't until after I went in the Navy that I really, I'm going to say this, knew how to go to school, if you will. Yeah. So that kind of, being in the Navy kind of started it off.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I think over the years we forget how many people are armed services as a place, just like you did, as kind of a way to regroup, okay, to go between high school and the rest of their life and be somewhere that encourages learning, gives you opportunities you don't have somewhere else, gets you out of your own small town and your own environment and takes you to see other possibilities. I think the armed services have been used that way a lot by people over the years. So good for you. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Actually, my husband did that as well. He was in a tiny little town in Upper Michigan and joined the Air Force, and it changed everything. And he wound up with a master's degree and a professional career, and it just made everything different. So it's really kind of cool.
It is, and it's a great place to learn structure.
Yes, they do know that, don't they? It's a good thing. So what inspired you to then begin your company, Gold Dog Consulting?
Well, I about in 2009, I received my coaching certificate. I took some academic classes and did a practicum where you had to coach so many people and get so many hours. And it was really important. I had a long history in human resources, and you kind of de facto, coach people anyway when you're in human resources. But I wanted to do it more professionally. And it took a while. Obviously, in 2009, I waited a while, and last year was the jumping-off point for me. I told my husband, like probably many entrepreneurs do, I want to do this full-time. And he was like, eek. But we worked it out, and I have been doing it full-time, coaching and business consulting since June of last year.
Good for you. That's a big leap, isn't it?
Huge, scary leap, but I've never been happier.
Yeah. I give talks about is entrepreneurship for you, and I talk a lot about being independent, choosing your own direction. Of course, you're free to fall flat on your face as well, but you're also free to take the direction you want to go, to shape your company according to the needs of people that are clients. And, there's so many wonderful things about it. I'm just all in favor. I just love it. So congratulations. Good for you.
Thank you. I definitely felt that I could impact more people.
Yeah. So you talk about, I got these qualities in your bio just right off your website where you talk about your strengths of unconditionality and connection. So what does that mean?
Well, it's interesting. I got my certificate also in positive psychology coaching. You work a lot on people's strengths, and I thought a lot about my strengths as I was forming my company and about who I wanted to work with and what I needed to demonstrate when I work with. And I realized that my whole life that I'm unconditional. And what I mean by that is I accept you for who you are. I accept all people for who they are, because we all come from these varied backgrounds, whether they're of privilege or they're not of privilege. But we all bring all those emotions, and we bring hope, and we bring sadness, and we bring grief, and we bring creativity. And I think it's really important to look at the whole person. It's like never wish to be that other person, because you don't know what kind of baggage they have, right?
Right.
And yeah.
Well, that's great. So you are taking people as they are, where they are now.
As they are, where they are, and then making the connections for them. I guess some people call it being a collector, and I think there's a distinction between collecting people and actually connecting people.
Oh, I do too.
When you're collecting them, you're just gathering them, but I don't gather them. I like to reach out to people that I know 40 years ago, right? I like to stay in contact. And some people just aren't geared that way, but I am. I stay in contact, and I also see the connections. I see, people who have common interests, and I'm able to say, hey, you both like basketball. Here you are. Here's somebody to connect with. And I found that that's been very helpful in business.
That's a wonderful thing to do. It's a wonderful thing to do, because you're turning one relationship into several relationships, and you're telling people that you're thinking about them. It's actually a wonderful way to market, is to do that. And I understand that. It's joyful. And I have to laugh. I sometimes tell people that I find that it's one of my roles also to connect people, and that it seems like, tell me if this happens to you, I don't know. It seems like sometimes I'll have a person come in or a piece of information come my way, and I have no idea what it's about. They'll be talking about something or telling me something, and I don't have a frame of reference for it, or I've never thought about it before. I think, this is totally new to me, and it seems like within 24 hours, the next person comes in and they start talking about it, and I say, I have a piece of information for you. And I give them that piece of information I got from person number one. I say, I must have this for you, so here it is. Have you ever had that happen?
Well, yes, and not to jump ahead here, but it's particularly been happening a lot since July, since I've really been focusing on veterans.
Oh,
and to me, it's just like I must be doing the right thing, because one night I'll be meeting with a group of people that want something, and the next morning I go to a meeting, and it's the group of people that have the thing that people wanted the night before.
Isn't that funny how that works? I mean, talk about synchronicity. Yeah, yeah. I have that happen too. It makes me laugh. I said, okay, and it shows up. Whatever it is that drops into your lap. Even if you don't think it belongs to you right now, that it belongs to somebody who's going to show up in your life pretty quickly.
Right.
It's fun, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. That's a great way of thinking of it.
Yeah, that's cool. So talk to us about your company. What does Gold Dog Consulting do?
Well, Gold Dog Consulting is, I work with small business, and I do some HR consulting. But the biggest arm of Gold Dog Consulting is the Veterans Business Connection. And I referred to that, and we've had that since about July now. And I keep saying we, because I never feel it's like completely mine. It's like mine and everybody else's.
Sure.
The Veterans Business Connection is a community of veterans that help each other start and grow their businesses.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right. And the good thing to point out here is that this service is not in competition with the Small Business Association, because the SBA does what they do really, really well, and they have tons of resources and classes and people like you and other counselors there. But this really is creating a community of veteran business owners.